The Royal Rumble, a night where 60 different men and women step into the ring, close contact and all, to decide who will main event WrestleMania. And who won? Well, clearly COVID. But shitty circumstances aside, the Royal Rumble is maybe the most exciting time to be a wrestling fan, and this year was no different. But the question is, was it any good? This is the Royal Rumble 2021 in a nutshell. The show kicked off with Goldberg versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. It's as if WWE knew they had to give wrestling fans a sigh of relief before they could enjoy the rest of the show. I can actually describe this entire match for you, bell to bell, in 15 seconds. Claymore, kick out, spear, spear, kick out, jackhammer, kick out, Claymore, and a McIntyre W. This match was honestly harmless enough. Goldberg matches are always best when they're a sprint and terrifying when they're a jog, so I'll take this any day. I might be projecting here, but I think Goldberg actually looked relieved not to have concussed himself. And honestly, same dude. Next up was Sasha Banks versus Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And before I get any further in the match, I think we need to talk about Sasha Banks' ring gear, because I don't know how much Louis Vuitton ring gear costs, but it's definitely more than I have in my bank account. Pretty quickly, we saw Sasha take out Reginald on the sideline, giving Carmella the upper hand. Carmella would use the distraction to take control over the match, eventually throwing Sasha over the top rope, straight into Reginald's arms. Sasha, on instinct, would drop Reginald right to the floor, and then immediately, he would get thrown out for interference, I guess? To review, he caught Sasha, due to no fault of his own, gets dropped by Sasha, due to no fault of his own, and then gets thrown out. Feels bad, man. Mella would use the distraction to take a suicide dive that made the entire concussion protocol team start to shake backstage, but quickly got up and even got Sasha into the code of silence. Sasha would very quickly escape the hold, and eventually was able to apply the bank statement, securing the dub. Oh, and she did the thing. She did the thing. In conclusion, Carmella is still criminally underrated, Sasha is still one of the best wrestlers in the world, and altogether, fun and slightly terrifying match. Afterwards, we would get a New Day segment showing off their sick Brody Lee gear, which, respect. A Bad Bunny performance where Booker T would just stand there and not move at all. And finally, the Women's Rumble. And if 2020 was the year of the Men's Rumble, then 2021 was the year of the Women's. We started the Rumble match with Bayley as entrant number 1, where she revealed she got Michael Cole's name shaved into the back of her head, which, weird flex. She also proclaimed if she won the Rumble, then she would go on to challenge Michael Cole to a match. And to that I have to say, book it, you cowards. Naomi would enter at number 2, Bianca Belair at number 3, and Billie Kay at number 4, who would refuse to enter the ring until she found a partner to enter with, handing out headshot resumes to every entrant, with varied results. She would find her partner with entrant number 8, Jillian Hall, recruiting her under the name Billy and Jilly, which is already a more cohesive team than half of the women's tag division. We got the return of Victoria with entrant number 10, and an iconic reunion with entrant number 11, which had all of the tension that you would expect if you danced with your ex on prom night. Yeah, Billie Kay would see her end pretty shortly. Rhea Ripley would enter at number 14 and immediately eliminate Toni Storm. Following Rhea would be Charlotte Flair at 15. At this point, Bayley got a damn fine elimination on Ruby Riott with a sliding powerbomb. And then following, we got entrant number 16, legend Tori Wilson. Number 17 would be another legend, Ric Flair. Just kidding, it was Lacey Evans. We're still doing this apparently. The production crew somehow managed to miss Bianca eliminating Bayley, which, I don't know, seems kind of important to me. Alicia Fox would come in at number 21, followed by R-Truth, who seems to think he's in the Women's Rumble match. I don't care what you say, R-Truth is the best. Alicia Fox would nab the 24/7 title from her after being eliminated and then losing the title, all within 3 minutes. I know, people hate the 24/7 title, but it's harmless, it's fun, I like it. We got our obligatory Rumble save, with Naomi using Bianca's hair to pull herself up and somehow never letting her feet touch the floor. Alexa Bliss would come out at number 27, immediately swarmed and eventually tossed before she could ever complete her transformation. So no, we didn't get Alexa Bliss go Hulk mode. Nia Jax would enter at number 29, eliminate her tag partner because the only thing WWE likes more than throwing 2 random wrestlers together is breaking them up. The field would whittle down to the final 4. After Natalya was eliminated, we got the final 3. Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Charlotte Flair. A nice callback to last year's WrestleMania build in NXT. Ripley and Bianca would team up on Charlotte, who no-sells their offense. Charlotte is truly becoming the Hulk Hogan of the women's division. She even pointed at the sign, which I think might be the wrestling equivalent of knocking on wood. She would soon be eliminated, leaving Bianca and Ripley nearly eliminating themselves on the side of the apron. After some back and forth and some near eliminations, we would finally get our winner, Rhea Ripley. I'm memeing, of course. It was Bianca Belair. And if I wasn't watching this with the boys, I might have teared up. And if I'm being honest, my eyes might have swelled a little bit watching this back for the video. It's so refreshing to see WWE invest so much spotlight on 2 wrestlers that are going to be carrying the future of the women's division. And for as much as I like to troll, I think I can safely say that this was the best women's Rumble yet. Following the Women's Rumble, we got to see Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns in a last man standing match for the Universal Championship. At this point, you probably know whether a KO match is your kind of thing. He gets beat down, he gets back up, he does something crazy, rinse and repeat. The match started pretty strong, with both men trading signature moves. Reigns with the Superman punch, KO with a pop-up powerbomb. Reigns would even follow with a spear shortly after. The two would go back and forth and take the fight to the fans? The screens? I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Reigns would eventually toss Owens off the top of the stands, sending him through a set of tables set below. This would push Owens to a 9 count pretty early in the match. Owens would go on to hobble backstage, and then very literally get hit by a golf cart that wasn't even in frame until seconds before he got hit. I love you, AEW, but Owens did it better. Owens would somehow manage to regain his composure, even getting up and frog splashing Reigns through a table. We found out Owens is apparently forklift certified, and we got a swanton bomb off the top of the forklift through a set of tables. Owens would take the brawl to the front of the stage, where we would see another turn, Owens getting speared straight through the stage itself. At this point, both men are consistently getting 9 counts out of each other. Roman would eventually resort to grabbing a pair of handcuffs, attempting to handcuff him to the bottom of one of the stage pillars. Of course, Roman would be the one who finds himself handcuffed to the bottom of the stage, and unfortunately, after a pretty solid match, we would get a botched finish. Paul Heyman would come out with the key to the handcuffs, but as he struggles to uncuff him, the ref would just start and then stop his count. Finally, once released, Reigns would lock in the guillotine and secure his win. The tribal chief retains, and, finish aside, a pretty enjoyable match. And with that palate cleanse match out of the way, we would finally get the end of the night with the 2021 Men's Rumble. We kicked the Rumble off with entrant number 1, Edge, and the man who perpetually wants to murder him, Randy Orton.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
Except this time, it would be Edge that did the murdering. Quote-unquote injuring him, and essentially letting Randy take a very, very comfortable nap backstage. The GOAT, Dolph Ziggler came in at number 6, and yes, I said GOAT. We don't tolerate Dolph hate in this household. Nakamura would enter at number 7, new theme song and all. At number 8, we finally get the return of Carlito, or should I say, Swolito. Do you get it? Hey, do you get it? He was followed by Big E at number 10 and Ricochet at number 12, because apparently qualifying matches don't matter. At number 14, we got the return of NXT Rumble call-ups with Damian Priest. Miz would come out at number 15, turning heel on Bad Bunny's DJ table. Bad Bunny came out and was about half a step away from being roadkill, but he managed to hit a pretty nice crossbody on The Miz and John Morrison, which is more than I can do. Daniel Bryan came out at number 17, trying to capture his first Rumble victory. Kane came out, and we got our first "aww" moment. Bobby Lashley came out to clear house at number 22. Hurricane Helms came out at number 23, and was eliminated in 30 seconds before number 24 even came out. We got Captain Charisma at number 24, who apparently just signed a part-time contract, which is hella exciting. Oh, and we got our second "daw" moment. AJ Styles came in at number 25, and I'll be damned if we don't get at least one Rumble win before his contract's through. And with AJ, we got Almas, who ended up being more influential on the match than AJ himself, which, shocker, I know. Number 29 was probably the biggest return of the night, the Monday Night Messiah, or the Friday Night Messiah? I don't know. We'll just call him Becky's boyfriend. Anticlimactically, we got Braun Strowman entering in at number 30, who was actually smart enough to throw AJ where Almas wasn't. Sneaky Seth managed to eliminate Bryan, and then Riddle to give us the final 4? Don't forget, Randy's still taking his nap. Strowman, Christian, and Seth would all get eliminated within seconds of each other. And hey, look who woke up from his nap. And hey, look who went back to bed. And just like that, Edge became our 2021 Royal Rumble winner, going from 1 to 30. And for anyone making Goldberg comparisons, just know Edge lasted an hour and 32 seconds. And if my cardio is that good at 47, I'm pretty sure I'll live forever. Oh, and you bet your ass he did the thing. Overall, it feels like WWE has finally reached their groove again with Royal Rumbles, providing us satisfying winners and conclusions for the last several years. And while those winners don't always get the endings they deserve, it's more about the journey than the destination. Okay, that's not true. But let's be optimistic while we can, because in 2021, I could use a bit of optimism. And honestly, I think the entire wrestling community could too.